successful to the point we have a second freeway with a light rail system. Also up in San Francisco and Oakland, California, they have light rail systems to help ease traffic. Get us over in position for our next freeway interchange, and I'll be back. The overpass above us on the right-hand side. Just about 10 seconds. I'm going to give you guys a brief idea how high in the air you're going to be in about 15 more minutes. Okay, everyone see this overpass right here, right? That is about 6.5 stories off the ground. You will be 5 to 6 times higher than that. So once again, anybody scared of heights? Alright, don't scream. 4. For you folks up in nosebleed land, you'll be able to get a picture. 3 o'clock position right hand side the bus. 9 o'clock position left hand side the bus. For us down here in basement level, you'll be able to get your shot. 3 o'clock position right hand side the bus only. This is the only river in the city of Los Angeles. Unfortunately, we can fish in the lakes, but we can't fish in the rivers, city ordinance. I hear some real great fishing in there. Now, this, folks, is the actual freeway that they filmed the movie Speed and La La Land. If you folks will take a look at the left right now, here comes one of the light rail trains. Right now. We're going to pass them. Countdown resumes at 3. There's the train. Countdown continues at 2. Remember, folks, don't take a shot till I say 0. I want to get away from the trees, give you the best possible picture. Countdown resumes at 1. Are you ready? As we pass these set of trees right here, focus. 9 o'clock left side, 3 o'clock right side. Here we go, here we go. Take your picture. 0 now. Everyone get a shot at LA River. Now I know you folks. Hey, you folks ready for this? Here we go. Jump time. Here we go. Y'all that on frame, here we go. Let's hit it. I told you to be over in 2 minutes. Well, how'd you folks like that? What it has is a new ride offered to anyone who's like to take it. Now, that hotel is 81 stories tall with the flagpole. The gray building, the round one you see to the right of that, is the U.S. Bank building. That is the same building. Everyone see that? Especially you folks up top, you can see it real good. Okay, sound wall got in the way. That's okay, don't worry, I'm gonna show it to you again. Okay, as we pass this green sign...
We're at Universal, still waiting to get in. Walking that way.
There's the globe, it's silver.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in view, but it's blocked by building.
That's the one that's in my car. It's the silver one. Right now. Once we get inside, we have a turn up.
This song's Christmassy.
I don't care.
It's not Christmas music. This one's at least decorated Christmassy.
Access at all of our attractions and reserved seating at all of our shows.
I'm gonna have to go down the carpet. Everybody's trying to take
Yeah. By the way, I love getting run over when I'm trying to walk next to her. People are like cutting me off. Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to walk next to her.
tickets.
Yep.
It's technically, but
It's cold.
note to self, not that body spray.
Yeah.
It's okay, Nugget. I don't 100% blame you, but
Hey, about it. Hey, about it. Hey, about it.
funny about that though, it's like it's less magical than
It's a lot smaller.
Hogs Meat's about the same size.
Looks smaller. That's where the special effects show is.
And we'll give it a shot. We might just sit in the back. I had to camper here.
This is a totally different feel from the one in.
Yeah. Because everything's on top of each other. That little girl knows what's up. She got a Simpsons donut, one of the giant ones, so it's big.
Burgers.
A lot more options for food here because it's not trying to theme everything. It's just, here's park food.
Yeah.
But I also love that little Simpsons ride. It's split. You got one here, you got one over there.
Is it that way? You said like left, didn't you? Or was it
Right. That goes downstairs.
Oh, lower lot. Got it. Oh, I see Homer.
Oh, cool.
I saw Scooby. There's coming up Millhouse. Studio tour.
Yay. Literally the reason why we're here.
Will and Grace. Cool. There's a daily shooting schedule.
The one at guest services was very nice.
Yeah, Papa
No.
for Christmas.
Also, really quick. Okay, stop. Movies. This is where they shoot all their movies. At least not on location movies. So we have all the set tours down there. We do have a golf course.
Because reasons.
Because celebrities. But you got all the sound stages. You got the more sound stages that way. Which, that technically over there is Warner Brothers.
Ah. Purchase.
And Universal
Christmas. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
You moved on escalators.
It says no butts. No butts. No dog butts. Go girl.
The house for a home family to have a brief quiet zone where I'll go
There is people left on the loading line because you will never see them again. That's right. We're taking this thing to Vegas. Preston, we're going to Vegas. 16 hours to get there in this thing. You guys got to chip in for gas. Right? Hey folks, my name is Bobby. I'm going to be your tour guide here today. Preston is our driver. He's going to take us to the real working studio that is Universal Studios Hollywood. But I also want to introduce you to our co-host for the studio tour. You might remember him from Sunday Night Live. He has his own late night talk show, a little show called The Tonight Show, Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure to get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide, Bobby, and the greatest drive, Preston. They're the best. I love them. Even though Preston owed me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
All right, safety rules. First, if you need assistance of any kind during the tour, or you have a medical emergency, or you drop something valuable to the side of the tram, or you have any sound or video issues, do me a favor, just reach up, grab the red cord. give a little tug onto that, and I'll come back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, for the entire tour, we do ask that you stay seated, keeping arms, legs, elbows inside the vehicle. All right. There is no smoking of any kind permitted on the tour. Be prepared. Our tour today does feature loud noises, sudden transits, fire effects, as well as many water effects. Have those cameras out for some great photo ops, make sure they don't get wet. And finally, for the safety of those around you, there are no selfie sticks permitted on the tour. No selfie sticks. All right. Oh wait, I got a little visual for everybody else. Here you go. There's a guy. He's holding a selfie stick. There's no going through it right there. So do me a favor, just take that camera off the selfie stick. Use the camera instead. Oh, and by the way, you got your cell phone with you. You're taking pictures with the cell phone. Give it a little hit to save some of your battery life. Turn off your flash. You won't need it for anything on the tour today. The reason why your flash is only good for about 5 to 10 feet. That's about it. Everything you're taking pictures of is much farther than that. Plus, we're going to go to a couple areas that's going to be getting dark. Guess what? We want it to be dark. If we wanted the lights on, we would turn the lights on. We thought about this ahead of time, I promise you, all right? All right, now that that's out of the way, we're going down our Universal movie timeline. This is where we trace our history from 1912 to the present. These are just a few examples of the more than 8,000 movies we've shot over the years. In fact, I'm going to show you a scene from a classic movie that was shot here on our lot back in the 1940s. Take a look. So as you guys can tell, it's not really from the 1940s, but a great example of what we can do inside of our sound stages. We're heading to our front lot where we house most of our sound stages. The largest one is over here on the left in sound stage 12. It's 5 stories tall, the size of a half a football field. Currently, it's being used for a TV show called The Voice. In fact, we have Carson Daly, the host of The Voice, to say hello. Take a look.
And Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice, and I welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest sound stage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
Take a look on your screen. It gives you truly perspective how large that soundstage is. You see the two guys in the foreground. Look at that SUV in the background. Amazing, amazing. By the way, they are filming today, so they're going to be filming a little bit later on. Now, if you take a look over here on the left, you'll notice this big open parking lot here. We actually have 4 sound stages that used to stand here, and that's where they filmed the television show CSI Las Vegas. In fact, 90% of CSI Las Vegas was shot here on our lot in the Hollywood, LA area. The only thing that actually shot out in Vegas, what we call establishing shots, where we have the actors walking into the casino, then out of the casino. They'll be in the front door, out the front door, that's it. Here's the reason why. You can film in the casino in Las Vegas, they'll let you do that, but you have to pay for whatever their losses are for that day. So if they would have made $1 million per day in people gambling, that's how much it would cost per day to film there. Now, the reason why we took out those sound stages, we're actually going to be doing some expansions to our theme park here. I'm very excited about that. Now, I'm looking around at our sound stages here, and one of the things I'm always trying to keep an eye out for is a thing called a wigwag. A wigwag means filming is in progress. Our buildings here are 98% sound, for the most part. So if I do see that, you're going to see something like this quickly pop up. That means filming's in progress. I'm going to get off the microphone. You guys are welcome to talk amongst yourselves. They just want the sound of me talking, going through our speakers here, heading up on their soundtrack. We will have a little quiet zone a little bit later on the tour, so just keep that in mind. Now, over here on the left is Soundstage 21. This is the second largest soundstage here on a lot. That's where they work on a television show called Superstore with America Ferrera. You might remember her from the Honeymoon Betty. In fact, I want you guys to take a look on your screens here. There we go. And by the way, this sequence was actually shot inside of Soundstage 21.
You know, we keep makes us small. Secure face stays where it is, it's going to get punched. Whose name is worth more is Scrabble Tile.
Thanks, man. guys. Thanks for your patience. They're actually working on a TV show called Champions right now, and we had a wig lag on, so you need to get off the microphone for that. Now over here on the right, they are also working on a television show called Reverie, and one of my favorite shows, The Good Place, with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. That's not the only Ted that works here. Take a look to your left. There's another Ted. Ted the teddy bear. He's holding a martini. There's a reason for that. We have a phrase in Hollywood called the martini shot. It means it's the last shot of the day. After that, you get to go home and have a martini of your own, yeah. Now, you might notice as we go through here, you see one of the trailers for the stars. A great way to figure out how big a star is, honestly, is how big their trailer is. In fact, there's an actor in Hollywood that has a trailer that is 53 feet long. It expands on both sides, goes into 2 stories, has a sun deck, and that's one of 3 trailers that the actor uses while they're on set. Who is it? Oh, that's a great question. Now, over here on the left, you're going to see the buildings they used to use as dressing rooms for stars under contract with Universal. Nowadays, these are offices for the top writers, directors, and producers here on our lot. It's a big deal of an office here a lot because they get to use the address of Universal Studios. Something to keep in mind, Universal Studios is also Universal City. We are our own city. We have our own zip code, fire department, sheriff station here as well. On the left, you're going to see MP Productions. MP is Mark Platts. He's the co-producer with Universal Pictures of Wicked, which is on Broadway. It's toured every continent except for Antarctica. By the way, just on Broadway alone, just from the ticket sales alone, that show has made $1.2 million. Yeah, we're getting a version of that right now. On the left, Bungalow 5195, the one used by the incomparable Alfred Hitchcock. That was just Home Away from Home. Now, take a look also here on the left. You're going to see our 2 newest sound stages. These 2, by the way, are 100% soundproof. Blocks out all the noise from the outside. So if they're filming, I can continue to talk. Soundstage 22 is where they're working on the Will and Grace reboot that they have going on. Now, Will and Grace was off the air for 10 years. Magically, they only aged 5 years. Welcome to Hollywood. And they've already been renewed for a 2nd season, by the way. So I'm very excited about that. Soundstage 23 right next to it is where they're working on a television show called Law & Order True Crime, The Menendez Murders. Edie Falco's playing the lawyer for that. And these 2 sound stages, by the way, have also been used for the television show America's Got Talent, and the very first production to film at both these sound stages was the live telecast of Hairspray the musical. We are now, though, crossing the imaginary line here from our front lot over to our back lot. We shoot the big stuff out here in our back lot, exterior scenes and outdoor scenes on a large scale. When you look down into that main row there, that is referred to as our New York Street. We have Jimmy Fallon to tell you a little bit more about this area.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I think this is actually my old neighborhood. What's that? This is my favorite son. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Cool guys. I just, just sitting on that. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see me make the movie, it was shot right here on the Universal Lot. You can make it here. You can make it here. You can make it here on the Universal Lot. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to drive you down a bit of our metropolitan sets right now. And something to keep in mind, these buildings are truly what we call facades. They're just the fronts and the sides of the building. Now, as we go down this area, I want you to look all the way down this road. You'll notice there's some equipment, some work going on over there. Yesterday, they were actually filming a commercial. Commercials actually tend to film on the weekends. Main reason, it's cheaper for them to film. Most productions tend to be more of a Monday through Friday kind of experience. And they were filming a car commercial. Can't tell you the name of the car company, but it starts with an H and ends with an I. There's a Y. Yeah. Listen, there's one. That's it. The next street over, you're going to see our Brownstone Street, and that was featured in a movie called Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey, friend star Jennifer Aniston. So it's that center brownstone there, by the way. And something to keep in mind, that first part of the scene, he's inside his apartment. That was actually shot inside of a soundstage. He walks out for the film and they cut. A couple days later, sometimes weeks later, they'll come out and film the next part. You notice he doesn't open up a door, doesn't come out of any, he literally just walks out of the archway. That's because there's not very much room to film. You'll notice if you look over here to the right, building's only about this wide. They might be very long, very tall, but we're only really building that the camera's gonna see. Your imagination simply fills in the rest of the picture. Oh, you're done now. Great. B-E-A-U. Now, if you look over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice this kind of big open courtyard. It actually can double as quite a few things. So most of the time, honestly, it's used to house all of the trailers for the stars. Sometimes we'll even set up the tents for lunch over here. But we can use this backside as a loading dock if we want to. You'll notice the doors that are right over there. They don't lead to anything. They are literally just doors put on the side of the wall. That is it. I don't think you could probably even open them at all. In fact, one time I saw them set up a loading dock right over here, but not for a truck. It was actually meant for a boat. They actually had a real full-out dock. And the idea behind that is they had these boats that were coming late at night. I think they were moonshining, coming in from Canada. And they had this fog on the ground. And what they did is that the boats were actually just on regular tires. And there were people in the fog that were pushing the boat up to the dock for the scene. It's a simple trick, but we do that kind of thing all the time. Now, our Metropolitan sets have been used for a lot of big productions. Back to the Future shot right over here. And we actually have the clock tower. That's where they were doing all the construction work. If you guys saw Fate of the Furious, Fast and the Furious 8, shot right over here. If you guys watch American Ninja Warrior, whenever they come to Los Angeles, they're filming on our New York Street. That's where they film most of it. If you saw the Transformers movie, The Amazing Spider-Man, Captain America First Avenger, NCIS, CSI Las Vegas, CSI New York, CSI Miami, Criminal Minds, How I Met Your Mother, Castle Revenge, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter. Honestly, just name a show. If it films here in LA, they use this area for filming. Now, we work together with a lot of great filmmakers here, but I gotta tell you, my all-time favorite filmmaker has to be Mr. Peter Jackson. In fact, we have him here to tell you a little bit about the making of the movie King Kong.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct the movies. I saw that movie on TV about 8 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Skull Island. Just a quick reminder though, we are thinking you can stay in those seats. All your ones, nights, this is going to be a